Hi guys, welcome. I am hopefully going to be able to get Brooke on here fairly fast so you guys don't have any kind of wait time. Give me 1 minute. I'm just going to see if she jumps on. I'm going to invite some people quickly. Let's see. All right, I think we're adding her. Let's see. Let me know if you can hear me.
Hello! Yay!
Hi! How
Hi!
are you?
I'm wonderful. How are
You're
you today?
freaking good. Your hair looks beautiful. I love
Oh,
it.
thank
I know it
you.
was the dark pink before. It's so pretty. So
It'll
pretty.
be pink again
Mine
soon.
is in Photoshop.
It is just
It will. All
massively
right.
faded. It
Sweet.
was actually supposed to be done last week. It's so funny because some of my audience members are like, when are you getting your hair done? I thought, what happened to your appointment? Because I talk about it so much. And I'm like, I love that you guys are so concerned about my hair. But at the end of
Right?
this month, it
Right?
got rescheduled. So at the end of this month, I will have bright, beautiful, fun, extravagant hair again. So super pumped.
Perfect. Perfect. I love that. I love that. So yeah, I'm gonna let you kind of introduce yourself. If you guys don't know me, my name is Alyssa J. Dillon. I go by the Profit Growth Strategist, and I work with a lot of people who are in the B2B, the solopreneurs. And over here we have Brooke. Brooke, tell us about yourself.
Yes, I'm Brooke Allison. I am a mind shift expert and achievement strategist. So I help really badass entrepreneurs scale to six figures, scale to $250,000, all while being so confident in creating a business and a mindset that is fiercely unstoppable. So that's what I do, but I'm
Awesome.
happy to go back and tell about my life and how I got here if you want to go into that. If not, that's fine too.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Tell us a little more about how you stepped into like the coaching arena, and I'd love to hear that.
Yeah. So I will try to give cliff notes as much as possible. But a lot of these situations are really, really important to the story of how I got here, right? All of our stories are so unique. All of our stories are so different and important to how we got to where we are today. So long time ago, not that long ago, but I graduated from college. I have an art degree, which is super fun. That's why I have all these cute little artsy things in
Awesome.
all of my stuff. And it's one of those things that I thought I would get a job like that out of school. And I was working in retail. Anybody worked in retail for their life? Yeah, I worked in retail for 5 years, and I
Walmart.
kept getting promoted. Well, that's retail. Yeah. I kept getting promoted, and I remember being like, stop promoting me. And I was still broke. I couldn't afford anything. I knew I wanted to move across the country, but how was that supposed to be possible? Not able to pay my bills, et cetera. And I was like, all right. That's when an opportunity presented. And so I started my first network marketing business when I was 22. So first time business owner, 22 years old. And I loved that opportunity because it allowed me to start dreaming again. And before I knew it,
Yeah.
I picked up my stuff. I moved across the country and I moved to Colorado from St. Louis. So now I'm back in St. Louis because I just traveled the world for 6 months. But yeah, so that was
Nice.
really, really exciting. However, my situation at that time, I was in this relationship and I thought that my relationship was just really extravagant, or just really dramatic. I didn't really understand how
Mm-hmm.
abusive my situation was and how unhealthy and unsafe for my life it was. And so after moving across the country, I thought things would just get better, and it just escalated to something even
Yeah.
worse. And so the next thing I know, here I am, new job, new business, new life, new home, new everything. I ended up finally getting the courage to leave that situation. But at that time, my confidence was below zero. Like it did not exist. And so I like
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
reference this because people look at me today and they say, oh my gosh, you're so confident, or I love your energy. This is so amazing. And they think that they can't become like this, but they can because I was literally below
Mm-hmm.
zero. I couldn't even
Yeah.
get out of bed some days. Yeah. We have a little bit of a lag,
Right.
but it's okay.
Right.
So if you feel like I'm talking over you,
Yes.
hopefully we're not lagging on everybody else's
You're
end.
good.
So
No, I think we're probably
okay.
fine.
Yeah, I'm sure it's good. Okay, so that is where I was. Okay, so skip forward. I dove into my self-development. I became extremely freaking confident. I no longer accepted things that I accepted in my past, but here I was, hustle mode, right? I was in a place where I was constantly working. I had way more month than money. Anybody with me? Over and over and over again. So at that point in my life, it was about, a little over 2 years ago now, I was working 3 or 4 part-time jobs at one time and running my business and starting a new business.
Yep.
That's when I found the coaching world, right? So I remember praying for this opportunity, praying for something where I could make a bigger impact. And if I figured this money situation out, that I was literally going to help impact everybody else to figure this out too. Like, I was not going to keep it to myself.
Yep.
And so funny enough, I found the coaching world. So I added another thing onto my plate and I started my coaching business on top of my 4 jobs and another business and all the crazy things. And I mean, it really just skyrocketed from there. So I went from food stamps. I was on food assistance, you guys, when I started my business. Not being able to pay my bills. I was extremely broke. Like, broke is an understatement. Like, I was negative money broke. Okay. And so then, I mean, sky's the limit. I mean, I built a 6-figure business within a year of starting my business. I have a really high vibe, pumped up podcast called Fiercely Unstoppable. I actually achieved all of my dreams and desires in a year and a half. I just traveled the world for 6 months and went to, I think, 10 countries this time. So yeah, and now, I mean, I live this like really amazing life where I get to help other people do the same thing and hit those 5-figure months and scale to $250,000 and all of the good juju that goes with it. Yeah.
Yeah. So something that you said, first of all, my audience, the people who are here, who have watched me, we have a super similar story, and I don't even know that we knew that about each other.
I don't think we did.
I started my business at the lowest low. Like, some of my the things that I post and talk about are, I started this at negative $1,700. I had beyond no money to start a business, but I knew I couldn't go back to work in a corporate environment where I wasn't respected or treated well.
100%. Yes.
So totally can resonate. And again, with the confidence, a lot of times people ask me, well, you're so confident. You can do all this. You go live. You do all these things because you're so confident. Well, hell no. There was a time in my life where I had none of this confidence. That was my dog.
Yeah. When I first ever went live. Oh, sorry, we're lagging a little bit. I'm okay.
No, go ahead.
When I first ever went live in my entire life, my first ever live video, you guys, you can go find it. If you go to the Fiercely Unstoppable Entrepreneurs group, which I'll link below, if you scroll down far enough, oh, girlfriend, you can find that video. And I was sweating my ass off. I was like so nervous.
Yep.
I was like drenched. I was not drenched, but like there was definitely sweat rolling down my back. And I was like, this is so scary. So it's like, it happens to all of us.
Yeah. And we all start somewhere, and we're all starting from, we all have a story, and we all overcame something. And I don't want people to look at like a you and I, oh, you women, you had it easy in some way, or you came from some special resource that got you here.
Exactly.
Like, I came from nothing. I had no entrepreneurs like boosting me up. My family was like, what the hell are you doing? They still say that. They're still like, what do you do? I'm so confused.
So what do you do?
She makes a lot of money. Yeah. What is this?
She talks to people on the phone.
Yeah. She just talks to people all day. Like, what is she even doing? My mom just yelled at me to change my clothes because she's like, you wear the same thing on your lives, every single live. So like, is anywhere my mom can interject, she does. And if it has to be by my outfit, like, she's going to. She's like, go change. You wear the same orange clothes all the time. Like, whatever. So
you're like, this is my color. Mom. This is part of my brand.
Yeah. I wear this, like, I always am wearing like this, like that, I don't know, it's a deep orange color. And I have like 4 shirts in that same color. And my toenails are painted that color right now. So, so talk to me from your perspective. If you could give all these people on here who are starting where we came from, they're in that place. It is low. They feel like there is no way they could get to where we are right now.
Yeah.
What are some of your biggest tips for them to build this confidence? Like, you can do this. What advice would you give them?
God, I have so many tips. I love talking about this because what I truly believe in, what I teach, is that your confidence has a direct connection to your cash flow. So if you are not in a place that you want to be financially, I do not care what kind of business you have in this current moment. If you are not where you want to be, it is because there is something missing in your confidence. If there is something missing in your confidence, then we have some clarity issues that we have to discover. So first we can kind of recognize that, but let's talk about confidence, because that is the biggest thing though. I am extremely confident today, which is really fun, but there's always a 10 times more confident level. So if we can identify what that level is and where we want to go. So for example, think about yourself. Okay, here's yourself. Okay, think about 10 times more confident version of you. Who is that person? What qualities does that person have? And where do we kind of need to work on things, right? And so I think the awareness is always key to everything, starting off of everything we do. So that's number one. Number two, you got to get yourself to feeling really, really good. What can you easily feel good about? Is that thinking about the ocean? Like, does the ocean make you feel good? Then think about the ocean. Like, if it's like taking your family on a vacation, or if maybe it's going for a walk in the middle of the day, or making your favorite cup of tea, or getting your nails done. I don't care what makes you feel good, but let's do those things more often, because the more that you feel good overall, you actually energetically raise your vibe that attracts everything you want to you so much faster. But okay, so that's one tip. What makes you feel good, and how can we do those things more often? Number two, I am an affirmation queen. And so what happens here is our subconscious mind is actually in control of everything we do. Our subconscious mind actually makes up 99.994%, you guys. I am not making this shit up. This is scientifically proven. Okay, nope. 99.994%. Science. Yes. Science. So that means that we have to reprogram this part of our brain. And that's okay. Wherever you are right now, you're exactly where you're meant to be. But what I want you to know is that you do not need past success in order to have future success. And the more you can get clear on what it takes to actually get rid of the old thoughts and create new ones, which can I talk about that? How to create new thoughts?
Yeah.
Is that cool? Okay.
Yeah, I'd love that.
So,
I'd love that.
Awesome. Yeah. What I do to derail bullshit, because let's be honest, it's a bunch of bullshit. Sorry, plug your ears, whatever. But that's what's keeping us where we are.
My audience loves when I curse, so no worries.
Perfect. What I like to do is really ask for guidance in this, and ask and say, please help me figure out what is the number one thought that is keeping me stuck. What is keeping me where I am today? What has been running through my mind that I just don't want to feel anymore? And then we got to figure out what we do want to feel. And so the way our thoughts work, and I love this visual, it's such a perfect visual. So I'm sure we've all been to like a water park where kids go, right? A kid water park, okay? And they have like that big bucket of water that eventually like piles up with water, and then it tumbles over and you're like, yay, water, right? We all know what I'm talking about. Okay. So that is how your belief system operates, essentially. So your new belief, so let's say you want to start believing that clients come to you easily and effortlessly, or that you are a money maker, or that, what else we want to believe? That you are freaking confident, bold, beautiful, and that nothing gets in your way. You want to believe that everything happens to you on purpose and everything is working for you at all moments of time. Whatever you want to believe. This works for everything. Your belief system starts at like zero, an empty bucket. Okay? And the more that we can pile up the evidence, and affirmations work on purpose. There's a reason why we talk about that. We want to feel those affirmations of what it's going to feel like, and we want to affirm, 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 affirm. Repetition is key. Okay. So the more you repeat that, the more the water fills the bucket. And eventually that just becomes part of who you are. The bucket tips over and you're like, well, of course clients just find me out of the blue. Of course that happens. Of course I'm a money magnet. Of course the more fun I have, the more money I make, because that's my belief system. And it becomes a lot easier because the way your brain is naturally built is to protect you, but also to prove you correct. So if your brain's always trying to prove you right, your brain will naturally find evidence to prove your thought correct. So instead of thinking about what we don't want, we got to start thinking about what we do want. And it's that simple shift of choosing again.
That's awesome. Awesome. I love that. I love that. So talk to me about some of those. Oh my gosh. My dog is chewing on things right now. I'm like, where's my mother babysitting? Yes. So talk to me about some of the other things that you work on with clients. Now, a lot of this is mindset stuff. But where else do you come from? Where else do you tackle getting to this multi-six-figure business?
Yeah. So not to mention, here's the deal, you guys, most often it's your mindset. And what I truly believe why I am so different is that I activate your energy. And when your energy is activated, success just comes so much easier. But I also do strategies. I'm an achievement strategist. I hate calling myself a business coach. Like, that sounds so boring to me that it makes me want to throw up, because it's more than just a business. It's about you actually achieving your desires. And I know this because I just told you guys, I literally achieved everything I wanted on my desire list in a year and a half, which blew my mind. But that's how quickly it can happen. So that's my vision for you, is helping you actually achieve what you want, because ultimately it's not about the money. But I can give you strategies all day long of how to make money without spending a lot of money. I hate when clients come to me. I just had a client come to me the other day, and she was like, okay, so I was taught to do this, 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 this. And that was causing her to spend so much money in the beginning of her business. And I was like, I don't even pay for that stuff now. And I'm making like multiple six figures. And I was like, what are you talking about? It's mind blowing. I'm sure you have that a lot too. Oh my gosh.
I have business owners who talk to me and they're like, oh, well, I'm in the red on my business. And I'm like, what do you mean in the red? And they're like, well, I'm spending, my expenses are like $2,000 a month. And I was like, you're a solopreneur. What kind of expenses do you have? Well, I have this and I have the website and I have all of these frills. And I'm like, oh, well, my expenses aren't even that high. So that's insane. Like, let's work on that.
It's crazy. It's so crazy. I didn't even have a website until I made over $60,000. Or maybe even 100,000. Like,
yeah,
I don't even, my website.
And the only reason.
Go ahead.
The only reason I have a website is because some random coach told me that I needed to have a website. And I was like, oh, I do? Okay. And so I created it, and I've never used it. And people are like, oh, this link doesn't work. And I was like, okay. Well,
you're like, sorry. My website's not even updated right now, but it exists, and and it's pretty, and there's some pretty pictures of me in the mountains looking fabulous, and you can go check it out. But it's not like where I want it to be, but it's also not my priority, because I know I don't make, yes, my website makes me money, but I generate that. And that's, I think, the biggest message here too to share, is that people need to remember, when we can activate this energy inside of you and this passion, you then remember that you are your source, not all of these other little things. Those are not your source. Your clients are not your source. You are your source. You get to create your reality. And the quicker we can get you back into feeling freaking fabulous and knowing this, that happens so much faster. And then we don't need a website. You know?
Right. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know what is going on over there. I haven't read it in like a year, so whatever.
You're like, I don't know what it says.
I meant to ask you a question. Yeah, I don't even remember what it says. I meant to ask you a question specifically on, there's two specific things. One of the biggest things that I find people going through is imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is like, no matter where you are at any level, This imposter syndrome is something I still experience here and
Oh,
there. It's
100%.
few and far between at this point, but it's something we all go through. And like, you're not a unicorn for experiencing this. Anyone who's anyone is in business, you're getting imposter syndrome.
Absolutely.
So coming from a mindset place, obviously affirmations, but do you have anything else to add for that? Like any tips that you could give people, like, go do this?
100%. Yeah, I have some actual things you can go do and feel like $1,000,000 once you do them. So here's the first thing, though, to preface that. You're so right, though. Like, you are not alone in these thoughts. And I think that somehow we get wrapped in our brain and we think like, oh, I'm the only one who thinks this. And that's just not true. Like, nothing is original anymore. Everything comes from something. And so if we got like thousands of people in one room together, if we could all be together face to face and said, have you ever felt like you weren't good enough? Or have you ever felt like you were going to fail, or this wasn't going to work out? Or have you ever felt like maybe who am I to do this? Everybody would raise their hand.
Right.
We have all experienced that.
Heck yeah, they would.
And so, and that's the thing, I think that's a beautiful vision too, is first, when those thoughts come up, recognize, hey, this is not my own thought. This is a thought that everyone has experienced. Okay, cool. So that's first and foremost. Just understand and get the awareness that you're not alone in these thoughts. Number two, here's what I need you to do. I need you to write down why you are a freaking badass right now and how you know your work changes lives. Because what I find when we start to question ourselves and question our work and question if we're going to be good enough or if we can produce results, it's because we're looking around at everybody else and what they're doing, and we're not actually zoning in on our zone of genius and why we're freaking fabulous. And so if you can write down, I'm not even joking, brain dump, I need at least 30 reasons why you're a badass, and then additional 30 reasons why you are here to change lives, why you know your system works, why is your system the best thing on the planet, or whatever product, program, I don't care, package, whatever you sell, this works for everything. And this is something that I didn't understand in my first business, and I wish I would have. And so if you can rewrite that down. Also, I love having an I Love Brooke folder. So I have an I Love Brooke folder on my computer, and that is where all of my testimonials go, my love that I get from random people who listen to the podcast, or love, from my friends, or a comment that someone's like, oh my God, this is exactly what I needed to hear today. And I collect that shit. Like I'm a hoarder. I literally collect love. And so developing and starting today and deciding you're going to start an I Love your name. My name's Brooke, so mine's the I Love Brooke folder. That makes me feel really good too.
You can start an I Love Brooke folder too, though, if you want.
Yeah! Start an I Love Brooke folder and send me all the love. But like, another thing is literally getting up and like changing your environment. Sometimes we just need a shift. Sometimes we need to take a nap. Sometimes we need to do a hypnosis or a meditation or go for a walk. Or sometimes you just need to get up and shake your freaking butt. I'm not even joking. That is like scientifically proven. If you like shake your butt, like everybody, we should just shake our butts together. Like if you just like shake your butt and like dance around a little bit, like did you see my smile? I was like, you could not help but to smile, right? Yeah. And so when we can get you back to feeling good, and then reminding yourself why your program's awesome, why your package is amazing, why everything you do is on purpose. And maybe it's even shifting back to the why. Why did you start this, right? I was actually just thinking today, because you guys, I am the queen of being extremely hard on myself. And I own that, and I understand that. I am a very high achiever. I expect great results from me. I expect great results from my clients. And sometimes, I was actually talking to a client the other day, and she was like, I haven't hit my income goal yet. And I was like, honey, in 2 years, I have only hit my income goal twice because I am such a high achiever. And does that mean anything about me? Yeah. No, it doesn't mean anything about me. It doesn't mean that I'm anything. It doesn't mean that I'm not doing good. I was thinking about it today, and I was like, I used to wait months and years to get like a 50-cent raise. Do you remember those days? 50 cents or like $1. God forbid it was $1 raise.
No.
And I'm like, in the past 2 years, I've given myself thousands of dollars of raises. And that is also thinking about that you literally started this business from scratch. Or maybe you didn't start it from scratch. Maybe you are in network marketing, but you invested in this self and you started this. You made the decision, and remind yourself that you made this decision and you are capable of anything. I think even just getting excited about your goals again. Maybe you forgot what those look like. And so writing those down and reigniting that excitement. Because when you're excited, that is where the contagious energy comes from. And that's how clients come to you fast. Honestly. That was a lot.
Yeah.
Hopefully everybody got all that.
Awesome. Yeah. No, you're just an amazing talker, and it's just like, it's awesome to have this energy here. I love it. So I'm soaking it in. I think I'm in therapy right now too. So this is good. I love it. I love it. I'm like, okay, I need to go write down. I need to start an I Love Alyssa folder. I have all my testimonials in a place. And that's one thing I tell my clients, like whenever you're starting to feel like I can't do this, go get more. Go get more testimonials. Somebody you haven't gotten a review from, just be like, hey, do you mind telling me, like sharing some love? What have I helped you with? Good, bad, and ugly. And remember, the criticisms are going to only help you. But that is
and something
similar tips that I give my people
is making sure, so we need both. Okay, we need our side people, our side-to-side people, our business buddies, our BFFs, our people, and then we need our coach to pull us up, right? Our coach is, hey, I'm up here. Let me help you get here too. But we need those side-to-side people when we're feeling like shit too, because I have my best girlfriends, and I'm like, hey, I'm having a hard day. Can you just love on me a little bit and tell me why I'm awesome? And honestly, that's what your core people will do for you. And then you're like, okay, thank you. That was awesome. Like, I feel great now. And sometimes that's all you need too, is just remembering how freaking incredible you are. Like, you are a human being on this planet breathing, and you are just worthy because you are alive. You are worthy because you have like air filling your lungs and in your belly. You are worthy of everything you ever wanted. And so when you can remember that, we forget that. And that's why we get into like what if this doesn't work out? Let's just pile all this evidence of bullshit, No, this will work for you. But we got to get you to believing that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. So I actually just had a recent conversation with a new client who really that was what she was missing, that belief. It was like, well, I don't know. I don't even know if I should invest in this coaching situation because I don't even believe I could hit numbers like that. And I'm like, oh, well, that's the first thing we got to work on. Like you have to believe that you can get to the place, whatever
100%.
that you can make your life better. And I want to touch on something that you mentioned, core people. So if you haven't heard this already, Brooke and I didn't make this shit up. This is everywhere. But you should have 5 core people who are lifting you up constantly. You have got to have that, guys. If you are surrounded by people who don't believe in you, who don't believe in your business, who don't believe in your dreams, or think you're batshit crazy when you say things like, I'm going to make $1 million next. If you have people in your life, they can be there.
Yeah.
Just push them away a little bit and bring closer some people like Brooke and I who are like ready to lift these people up, because again, if you're coming in late, right from the beginning, we talked about, like, we didn't have any special backbone that made us equipped to become multi-6-figure earners in record time. We just had the drive and the passion, and we wanted to do it. And what came with that is a fuck ton of confidence. This wasn't like, it wasn't running through our veins. This is all new. This is.
And I think people forget that sometimes it takes that action. Yeah. It takes that action to get to the confidence and the excitement that you actually need to be in too. And sometimes people are like, oh, well, when I'm confident, then I'll go do that thing. And then go do that. And I'll try that. And it's completely the opposite way around. And so like you just said, it was like, we didn't, I think I'm awesome, right? But like I poop just the same as all of you people out there, okay? And you are just as awesome. Like you are just as cool. I just think I'm cool too.
Yeah.
Like, but like I want, and that's the thing too, is like the belief. Like, here's the thing, you guys. I didn't start believing that I was going to be a millionaire. Now I know I'm going to be a millionaire, and I know that's what's meant for me. Like that's not a no-brainer at all. When I first started, I was on food assistance. I literally could not afford my bills. That is not a joke. I had negative amount of money. I was hustling. I was working from about 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. at night with minimal breaks. That was my normal day. Like all days of the week. I never took a day off. Or if I did, I felt guilty about doing that. I didn't believe when I first started, I saw everybody else hitting these higher level income months, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. But I couldn't get there yet. That doesn't mean I wasn't going to get there eventually. I started at, okay, I think my first goal was $2,000 a month. I was like, I just want to pay my bills.
Same.
Same. Yeah. I just want to pay my bills.
I just need $2,000. Let me pay for the groceries, please.
Yes. And then you grow that, and then you go after 5K. And then I remember I didn't even hit a 5K month, you guys. I hit a $17,000 cash month as my first 5K month. And that's because I was meant for bigger than just 5K.
Are we twins?
Maybe. Soul sisters.
Yeah, my first 5-figure month, I hit 17K. That was my first 5-figure month. And I literally went from making $2,000 to 17,000. And I was like, oh. Yeah,
I think I was like, I was just
so much more.
Oh my God. I think I was around like 4, and just like I was just shy of 5K, like every month. But here's the deal, you guys. Every single month, I said, this is going to be my 10K month. And then it wasn't. And then the next month I said, all right, this is going to be my 10K month. I never let go of the vision. I just changed the date. And so many people forget that they can do that. I didn't do that as a backup plan. I did that because that was just my life in the current moment. That was it. It didn't mean anything about me. It doesn't mean that I wasn't going to hit 10K. You guys, I hit my first $17,000 in my first 6 months of business, and I took my mom to Maui, Hawaii in celebration, which was so fun. But here's the thing. And then it dropped back down. And then I was like, okay, but I know I did it once. I can do it again. And so then it took me a little bit to get consistent income. And that's what I focus on with my clients, is that consistency. Because it's not about just hitting 5 figures in 1 month, one time. It's consistent. And now I've been able to travel the world and have consistent 5-figure months and growing that and scaling that, etc. There's different things that need to happen. But regardless, the fact that you and I have been able to achieve this and that other people have been able to achieve this means that everyone can achieve this too. There is room for all of us at the top. There is.
Yep, there are. There is, not there are.
Come join us.
Awesome. Come join us. Yes. Well, all right, let's close up here. Tell everybody how they can get in touch with you. If they are interested in learning more from you or jumping on your podcast. You're going to throw links in here, right? For everybody. Yeah. But thank you so freaking much. This was amazing. We'll have to do this again. And we'll schedule it for a couple weeks or a month or so from now and do it again, because this was a lot of fun. So fun. Yeah, this was awesome. And we can we could talk all day. We could just jam on different things that we're vibing off of. So I love. So so I have a podcast. I love podcast life these days. It was so fun. I'm actually doing this this free course for people that are in my group right now. And I was like, if you guys listen to the podcast, I have dog hair in my lips. Isn't that awkward? Oh, I got it. All right, we're good. I'm glad we're having similar dog problems. My dog is just chewing everything at my desk, and that's part of my distraction right now, where I'm like, all right, let's finish up, because my ring light that typically would be in front of me, my dog chewed through the cord of it, so I have to get a new freaking ring light. Oh, yeah, no. I'm not happy about it. It was $80. Yeah. I'm I didn't want to buy another one of those, so I'm kind of upset. So I'm guys, do not chew my
6-figure entrepreneur problems. People just, your dogs chew on things, and then, and guess what? there's more where that came from. When you spend that money on an extra 80, 100 bucks, there is more where that came from. And that's the beautiful thing about getting to this place, right? So, yes. Okay, now that I got the dog hair out of my lips, I feel better. Okay, so I love Podcast Live. My podcast is called Fiercely Unstoppable. It's amazing. But yeah, I was doing this free course and people were like, oh yeah, I listen to your podcast all the time. And I was like, oh, this is so exciting. Like, of course you do. And so that's really fun. My Facebook group is called Fiercely Unstoppable Entrepreneurs. I am Brooke Allison, of course. So I am on Instagram and Facebook, but I will drop all of the links below in the comments and definitely come check in on everybody because I can't see anybody what they're saying. But I will come check in and say hello. I mean, guys, I'm just on the other side of this screen. So if you're like, God, she was really cool. Like, I just want to talk to her. Don't be afraid to do that. Like, I love talking to people, obviously. So, if it's okay with you, I'll drop some freebies below too that will help people really activate their confidence, and then just some success things too that would really help as well. That way they can totally take a look, dive in, get to feeling really confident today, and go make some magic happen.
Awesome. Thank you so much. This was so fun. I will talk to you later. And I will talk to all of my people later. If you plan on continuing to watch my lives, I'll be live tomorrow, and then don't miss Friday's live. Friday is when I'm going to tell the story. I'm going to tell all. I think I kind of gave you guys a tip. It's like coming from an aspect of trauma and overcoming that, and it has to do with a murder. So it's all very real, and this will be the first time that I share publicly my story, where I came from, and why I am here today, and how I became the badass that I am, and why I'm living life to the freaking fullest. Because I can't wait to see that. Some really, really shitty shit. Yes. Yeah. So it'll be fun. Thank you guys so much. I can't wait to watch. I'm gonna tune in too. Yes. Thank you. Yes. Bye.